Oh my God. I mean, gratitude. Gratitude is such a big thing to me right now. Like, it has always been a big thing. I'm so grateful for a lot of things. I'm so grateful that you tuned in here and you're watching this. I'm so grateful for life. I'm so grateful that I have the opportunity to talk to you guys right now. Oh, so currently, if you live in Nigeria, you probably know about the unrest that is happening in the society right now. I mean, Nigeria is a bit unsafe and a lot of things are happening. Nigeria is a country that allegedly has over 200 million people living in it, six states plus the FCT. And we have some very lively states. And currently, the country is being hit by a lot of things. You know, southeast, south, the north, the west. There's so much drama everywhere. Like everywhere you look, whenever you turn the TV to listen to your news, I mean, whenever you turn the TVs on, there's always this crazy or absurd story all around. And for a while, we've all been hearing about the news, we've all been hearing about the stories. And for somebody like me, I know these things are happening. I mean, I have heard them. I have experienced some of the fortunate events. I've lost people, dear. I mean, family members, cousins, to terrible things that are happening in the society today, and it's really alarming the rate at which insecurity is growing in Nigeria. And I think we all should wake up. And one of the reasons why I'm currently talking about this, one of the reasons I'm actually making this video is because I actually became a victim of one of the stories you get to hear over the news, like the unknown gunmen. It's a story we normally just hear and we think about um, it in the north or in the east. We've not really started experiencing so much of that in the west. But I mean, it was really shocking for me to experience something like that. And I just think we have a lot of people, just taking laws into their hands. I think the people who are trying to bring this insecurity to the country at the moment are just people like you and I who are probably frustrated or, just trying to spread or express anger, dissatisfaction over the economy, over the country. And it's really unfortunate because I really don't see how stealing from people, I mean stealing from the poor masses, I don't see how killing the poor masses, I don't see how um, threatening the lives of people is going to change the situation we found ourselves in Nigeria. So I don't know, but I think if you're out there and you have not experienced any insecurity challenge in Nigeria, there are probably two reasons why. Probably you don't leave the house, probably you're not a road user, probably you stay indoors, you do everything indoors, you're not living anywhere, or maybe you don't reside in Nigeria currently, or maybe you're very rich and you have bodyguards and all that all around you. But if you are an average Nigerian who goes around running your day-to-day activities, you probably would have heard or seen the crazy the crazy things that are going on. And I think it is time for every one of us to start getting security conscious. And that is why in this video, I'm going to be sharing 15 solid security steps that you must pay attention to. These are the things that I personally will start doing. And the truth is that I'm going to tell you that these tips I'm going to be sharing is not the regular tips you're going to hear, because I'm not going to tell you, if you live in a place like Lagos, I'm not going to tell you to get to your house 6 p.m. every day. I'm not going to tell you to try and make it at home by 7 p.m. because sometimes it's not possible. I mean, traffic, place, I mean, where we work and where we live, we know how it is surviving in Lagos. So I'm not going to be giving you all those kind of regular, common, random security tips. I'm going to be talking about some very interesting, overlooked things that we don't really pay attention to that might actually put us at risk. If you've not seen my video where I shared my story of how my weekend turned from amazing to awkward, you probably need to check that up right now. It's just somewhere here. I just have it around. Check it out. Use the links in the description to get the full video and watch what I shared. And I mean, I shared the whole story, how it all happened. And I think the truth is, the reason why we have to share the stories is so that people who are watching or listening can actually learn from these things and see how to adjust, to prevent. Because the truth be told, prevention actually right now have to find a way to start preventing these things from happening. Even though we know they would happen, let's just try and see how we can stay away from them, or at least get ourselves ready in case that we find ourselves in any of this eventuality. Now, one of the first security tip I'm going to be sharing is that you must always make sure that somebody has an idea of where you are. Like at every point in time, even if you live alone, always make sure that your daily routine or your daily work schedule, whether you're going in or coming in, I mean, somebody knows, your daily routine. So if you're going out to work, when you're coming back, just make sure that somebody has some kind of information, relevant information, private information about your whereabouts at all points. Like we've seen stories of where job seekers suddenly disappear, and suddenly we find their dead bodies. I mean, crazy stories are all around us. If you're watching the news, you already know what I'm talking about. So you don't want to leave your house. You don't want to go for that trip without letting anybody know where you're going to. And one of the things I think I need to tell you right now is, if you don't have to travel or go to that place, you actually don't need to leave your houses. Because I think we should just restrict. I mean, coronavirus has taught us a lot of things about how we need to start understanding why we need to stay in our comfort zones. So please, if you mustn't be in that event, I don't think you should be stressing yourself to go out there and put yourself at risk. There's certain parts of the countries you shouldn't be traveling to right now. You don't put yourself in danger. I mean, don't do those things if they are not really, really, really like dead important. Okay, so always let somebody know where you are at every point. Tip number two is always maintain safety distance. Okay, they say social distance, right? But right now I'm calling it safety distance. So if you're standing, in public, and probably somebody's asking you for an address to somewhere, or somebody's trying to get some information from you, always make sure that you keep a safety distance. Um, because we've heard about abductions, we've heard about kidnapping spree, we've heard about a lot of things right now. So you really don't want to expose yourself to being too comfortable or too close to anybody at the moment. Always maintain safety distance at every point when need be. The third security tip I'm going to be sharing is, if you are on transit, like you're walking, always make sure that you have at least two mobile phones. One of the reasons why I'm going to be talking about this is because we know the robbery rate has increased. So many things have started happening. So you probably don't want to find yourself in a situation where you're told to bring your phone and you're trying to fight. You're trying to fight not to give it, because I mean, we've heard stories about people who lose their lives from trying to be too smart. It probably might sound like a very weird security tip, but it's very, very important that you have this done. Always carry two phones. Like, I don't know, but I think that is one of the security tips I'm going to be doing right now. A smaller phone and then a bigger phone, because I mean, you don't want to hear bring your phone and you're just hiding that one you have. I mean, it could result to anything. So have a handy phone you can always pass to whoever is asking for, and have the other one tucked safely somewhere, hidden somewhere. I mean, learn to be obedient when you see yourself at a point, gunpoint. Just don't try to challenge anybody. Don't try to get into any unnecessary argument right now, because you don't even know who you're talking to. People are too frustrated, they could vent on you, they could do anything to you. So you want to make sure that you're safe in your discussions. Like, if the conversation you're having is suddenly getting aggressive, I mean, back away from it and don't be a part of it. Now, one of the other things I'm going to be telling you to do right now is always carry extra money with you. You never can tell how things could turn around. Inflation is there, a lot of things are coming up that you just might need to carry extra cash. Like, carry extra cash. Don't say I didn't tell you. Always carry extra cash. If you don't have enough to go for that, to go to that place, don't even go at all. Carry some extra cash. Wear clothes that have pockets and compartments where you could stash things in them. You never can tell these things will come in handy. Now, for those of us who use taxi apps, one of the things that I'm going to be telling you right now, I mean, some of the security tips that I'm sharing are things that I learned from the experiences of friends who probably have escaped or become victims to the social menace that is currently going on. Now, if you are the type that uses taxi apps, please make sure you monitor your apps. Make sure you monitor your trip. Don't leave your phone and do selfies or get talking with the driver or get, like, don't get carried away when you are, on a trip. Like, this is very, very important. Do not sleep when you're in transit, especially if somebody you don't trust is driving. Don't sleep when you're in transit. I cannot stress how important this thing is. You all have to wake up. I mean, everything is getting crazy right now, and the best thing we can do is just to stay alert and do what we have to do and stay safe. Like, stay safe. Like, this is the most important advice anybody's going to be giving to you right now. Now, the other thing I'm going to be advising is if you're driving, you're the kind of person who drives, make sure that at all points, even when you're in traffic, that your headlights are on and then you don't turn off your cars. This is super important. Crazy things are happening. You want to stay on the loop, like you want to be alert at all points. You don't want to be caught unawares, avoid dark areas when you're walking, whatever. Just avoid dark areas where there is no lighting. I mean, anything can happen. Boys are angry. Like, everybody's just trying to vent on somebody, and I mean, it's not coming out nicely, but then we have to deal with the social menace. Now, one other thing I'm going to be advising, one other social security tip I'm going to be giving right now is we all need to go learn some defense skill or something. We all need to just learn how to do self-defense. Like, self-defense is one of the most important things you all need to start learning right now. Just go do your research, tips and tricks. Go enroll if you have to enroll in probably a martial arts class or something, whatever it is. Safety right now is a big deal. Self-defense is also a big deal. You really want to make sure that you're taking that security lessons right now. Now, one other thing you could do also is to um, get a safety resource, like something to protect yourself. It could be pepper spray, it could be a teaser, it could be anything. Just get something. You never know when these things can be handy. If you are a lady, especially, I mean, most of the things I'm talking about right now would really work for the ladies because we are the weaker, we're the weaker version of the whole thing, and all those things just hit us hardly and sometimes badly. So if you're a lady right now, you definitely want to make sure that you're making sure something safe is tucked in somewhere that you could use when need be. Now, one very important safety tip you have to take right now is to make sure that you're always wearing something comfortable at all points. Like, you do not want to be running with some heels. You don't want to be found wearing some very short skirts that will not let you run or walk. So if you must stay late in the evenings or at night, make sure you're wearing something very comfortable for easy mobility. I mean, we all know this is just common sense. For now, there are so many things that we need to start taking very seriously, and of course, safety steps are very important. I mean, ignore the safety tips at your own peril. You never know, some of the tips I'm sharing might actually help you or help somebody else, get better. I have been a victim. Some people have been a victim. You probably have been very lucky. And of course, I would want so many of us to keep being lucky. Share your security tips with me. What have you been doing? What are you trying? Have you ever experienced anything that is going on? Have you ever been at that place where you find yourself suddenly at risk, or just find out that something is really wrong, and just share your problems or your challenges about security? Have you experienced any challenges so far? What lessons have you learned? What do you think you could share that could help somebody out there? So many crazy things are happening, and I mean, I'm just here sharing my own, because the reason why I'm even thinking about researching on this or even sharing this is because I have been a victim, and I really I'm waking up to realize that so many things that I used to do in the past that were wrong, I need to correct them. So let me know what you think. Give this video a thumbs up so that more people will get to see it and probably learn one or two things about their security. I mean, because this is something that we need to be taking seriously. One of the other security tip I need to share right now is that you must always carry your keys, for example. Place them somewhere somewhere you're not going to look for it. Like, don't keep your car keys or your house keys in your purse. Like, find somewhere, like wear clothes that have pockets, right? And place some of these personal things inside. Now, one other serious security tip that I'm going to share that will probably help you not lose money is not carrying your credit card. Like, try not to carry your credit card around this period. There is a big reason why this is just coming to my head to share. I mean, I've seen people who have been like they've been ordered to withdraw everything they have in their accounts, just because they have their credit cards with them. So try not to move around with these essential things and very important, sensitive things, especially if they are financial materials. Try not to move around with cash. Try not to make funny conversations in public areas, maybe when you're in a bus or you're in transit and you're making some personal calls. I was talking about sensitive things. Watch what you say when you're out there. Be very alert at every point. Just be very smart and be very alert, because one of the reasons why we have to do this is just for our own sake. Like, you have a right to your safety, you have a right to being alive. And of course, with the way things are happening, it's as if nobody cares. It's as if um, the government isn't doing much, security operatives are not doing much, and we really need to start taking our security a little more personally. And so that's why I'm sharing most of this tip. So, I mean, which of this really resonates with you? What security tip do you think you're going to be holding on to? I mean, I have been applying so many of these things, and I think I'm going to keep applying them, because right now my security is all that matters to me. I mean, I don't want to be a victim to anything random these days. And one of the reasons why I'm sharing this is most of these people who are just being this menace out there are just regular people. But we can't stop them because some of them have these deadly things around them. We just have to, it's something we have to deal with until something is figured out. I mean, there is a big fire on the mountain and we all can't run. Yes, but we have to start dealing with it. And I hope very soon we're able to find a solution, a lasting solution to this. To everybody out there, stay safe, be careful, be security conscious, stay alert. And this has been my security tip so far. I hope this helps you um, stay safe. For now, that has just been my little security tips from me to you. And yeah, till I see you next time, this is Julie J.